Hello, everyone. This is Heidi. I have put together a short video how-to on giving public comments on the North Carolina State Transportation Improvement Program. This is a list of all the projects that are being considered for the period starting in 2026 and running through 2035. This is a supplement to an article I wrote for Triangle Blog, and I hope you find it useful. Please note that you will need to look at the map that I'm about to show you on a computer or a tablet if you want to give comments. And the deadline for the comments is July 17th. My email is here, heidiperoff@gmail.com, if you'd like to ask me any questions, although I am no expert. Here is the QR code to get to the map that I'm going to be using and also the link for it. This is what you'll use to put your public comments on. And this is the QR code for the data sheet that has all of the information about costs and project numbers and where the funding is coming from and anything else you need to know about that. It's a very large file. It's a large Excel file, so be sure to download it to your computer before you try to open it, and it will take a long time to open. So if you want to go to that first QR code that I've given you, this is what you will get. A map of North Carolina. It will ask you to select your county. If you do that later, you can also click on it over here under About This. I'm going to select Orange County because that's where I am. And you'll notice it starts to zoom into Orange County, and I will say Start. And here we have all the projects that are listed. If you go over here under Legend and Filter, you can turn them all off and turn them on one at a time. I will turn on the rail first, just to say that even though I'm not going to be talking much about the rail, you'll notice that it does go into Hillsborough up here, so you might want to comment on that. Also, this one that's transit gives you little buses for all the transit projects. We'll talk about those in a minute. And these are all the highway projects. And these are all the bike projects. So one thing you'll notice is that if you click on a project, you click on this one, for example, the line turns gray and you get an eye on it. If you don't comment up here, yes or no, the eye will stay on every one that you've looked at, just to let you know that you already took a look at it. If I say yes to this project, that eye will turn to a check mark and I will see all the projects I have commented on with a check or an X. There's also a place to put comments. I will tell you that if you put a comment in here and you submit it, and then you want to go back later and see what you said, it's not there anymore. I don't know where it's gone. Hopefully they have received it at NCDOT, but you will have no record of it having been put in there. I just wanted to let you know that. So the other thing I want to show you is that these roadways, sometimes they look like it's all one project. This one, for example, if you click on it, though, you'll see that it's divided into separate projects. It also tells you what the cost of the project is over here under project details. So if this is a $54 million project to construct capacity and operational improvements. I don't always know what that means. It's sometimes a sneaky way of saying they're putting more lanes, but it also says transit accommodation. So I would say probably yes to this, but I would put in my comments something about how if any additional lanes are built, they should only be built for the use of buses or public transit. So here's another one. Here's an intersection at the I-40 and 15501. You'll notice that it's a $86 million project to improve that intersection, which I have used several times. I have never noticed it to be particularly onerous. I would probably give that a no. Let's talk about the transit here. We have Chapel Hill Transit, the North-South Bus Rapid Transit. That's already received several okays from the federal dollars, so we certainly want to see that go through. I would say yes to that. There's another one up here that's being considered. It's Durham Chapel Hill Bus Rapid Transit, I would say yes to that as well. And then we have some very important greenway connections here. Here's one right here, the Bowling Creek Greenway connection. It's a small amount of money here, $1.5 million. I would say yes to that. Here's another one down here that's connecting Morgan Creek. I would definitely give that one a yes. There's an interesting thing going on over here on 54 West. On some browsers get modernized the roadway, which says they're putting in bike ped accommodations. But on most of them, I get the same thing I get when I click over here, which just says widen existing roadway. So what you should know about this project is that DOT's plan is to widen 54 to 4 lanes from the edge of Carborough all the way down to Graham, North Carolina. The cost of the entire project is over $1 billion. And yet they somehow pulled out as a separate project the bike lanes and sidewalks, which is, to me, a way of saying this is never going to happen. I cannot get this to show me that this is going to widen the roadway. And yet, if I go to the data sheet, the Excel file, it definitely shows this both as a modernizing roadway and separately as a widening. So I would put a comment in there about that. It's a little frustrating because some of the clicks are a little wonky, but I think we should give them as much comment as we can. And hopefully, if we say yes to all the bicycle, pedestrian, transit projects and no to some of the $220 million intersection improvements, they'll see where our values lie. This is important. When you've gotten all of your comments on the map, go over here to finish, and then you will either fill in this or not. This is totally optional about the information you give them. But the most important thing is to click this button that says finish to send all of your information to NC DOT. And that is my short tutorial. I hope it's been helpful.